Africa is the fastest growing continent and has more than 60% of the world's arable land. It can help produce the additional 50% food needed globally by 2050. However, currently, Africa produces only 13% of its own food needs. And it has half of the world's population facing food insecurity. Climate change is putting pressure on our food systems, leading to more droughts and floods, and making pest infestations like fall armyworm worse. Fall armyworm threatens food security and livelihoods of over 300 million people in Africa. It attacks maize, a staple crop that over 3 million farmers produce in Zambia. Syngenta is helping farmers fight climate change and become more resilient to its impact. With our agronomic insights, technology, and innovations, we are helping farmers protect their crops. Through our new Good Growth Plan, we are committing to help produce the necessary quantity and quality of food sustainably. In Africa, we are helping unlock the potential of agriculture to feed all and drive inclusive growth. Syngenta, bringing plant potential to life.
Hello everybody, welcome to the program. I'm Pundo Mwape and I'm talking to you from Lusaka. And it is my pleasure holding this agriculture program, coming to you with the compliments of Syngenta Zambia, shaping Zambia's agro destiny. And this is Zaulimi Time. What is effective land preparation? In the previous programs, we have discussed how keeping the field clean, preventing diseases and pest infestation, as well as using quality seed, can lead to improved productivity in agriculture. However, these are not the only factors that can lead to improved productivity in agriculture. Effective land preparation as well is very important to increasing agricultural production. When talking about effective land preparation, we're talking of cultivating or reaping the soils to depth that will help break a hard pan if present and make the soil friable. This will improve the seed to soil contact as well as improve root development. We are also talking of land management practices that will improve organic matter content of the soil, which acts as a carbon sink.
I'm a technical field scientist, and land preparation is very, very important for any crop. And you should remember one thing: whenever a crop is sown or planted in the best or well-prepared soil, it will equally grow very well. And there are so many things that we need to consider when it comes to land preparation. Depending on the crop, the plowing or reaping depth will depend. Some crops will need a reaping or plowing depth of up to 25 to 30 centimeters, and some shallower or even deeper. The organic matter or the humus will have been well mixed with the soil so that it can break down to usable forms by the organisms in the soil, which will improve the quality. If the land prep is poor, you expect pests and weeds to come through. Reaping will go even deeper than the depth of plowing, in the sense that it will be able to break the soils very, very deep, say at 25 to 30 centimeters and even beyond. And that in itself brings in a lot of improvement. How? There will be very high water infiltration in the soil. With a hard pan in place, if the reaping wasn't done properly or it wasn't done at all, there are so many challenges that come in with the crop production. When the reaping is shallower, you don't have good water percolation, as in the depth to which the water goes in the soil. The other thing is without reaping, there's a lot of runoff, and runoff will cause issues of soil erosion. When the soils are hard down there or under there, the crop will struggle to grow. It will struggle in so many ways that the root penetration will be very, very difficult, because the crop will not be able to pick up nutrients that are slightly deeper in the soil. And that will cause a lot of issues like stunting and so on and so forth.
Effective preparation of land entails a lot of things. In everything that a farmer does to prepare their fields, they need to ensure soil health of their land. One of the most important factors in soil health is the maintaining of soil organic matter, which is important for nutrient retention capacity. This is important because the presence of organic matter in the soil promotes microbial activities. To improve the organic matter of the soil, farmers can follow certain practices in cultivation, such as not burning crop residues, practicing minimum soil tillage, and any other practices which will encourage effective water percolation in the soil, like mulching.
Bob Choetwa, my name. I'm the field service and parent seed manager for Syngenta Zambia. So today what we're going to look at, we're going to purely look at land preparation, what land preparation is, and also we try to look at the importance of land preparation. Many are the times that when we've got any residue in the field in the coming season, we the farmers, we've got a tendency of trying to burn the residue. But today what we're trying to look at, we're saying, let's try to keep the residue. Why am I saying we try to keep the residue? Like I'm saying, the importance of land preparation, it's one, we need to incorporate that residue in our ground. The reason is very simple. One, once we incorporate that residue in our ground, once it decomposes, it helps to improve our soil structure, which is quite beneficial for our plant roots, because one, we need some air and water. So meaning if we've got a very improved soil structure, that simply means we've improved on the soil drainage. If you see on this land where I'm standing here, which we've done some very good land preparation. One, you can see that we've got a very nice tilth here. You can see that we've got all the organic matter in the ground. We've not tried to burn anything here because one, we want to improve the soil life. Remember, we've got different microorganisms that help to decompose whatever organic matter that is left in the ground. And by so doing, we start seeing that one, our soil starts to improve. If you can see this soil I'm holding right now, I can see even some small worms in this, which is quite very good. And each time that we're looking at land preparation, it's very important that one, we take care of our soils by one, making sure that the soil is nicely covered, either by a mulch or we've got a crop cover that can easily cover the crop. One, you're controlling your erosion either by wind, and you're also controlling it by either surface runoff, which is caused by heavy downpour. We should avoid the burning of the crop residues, because that carbon that goes up in the air, it's also one way that is contributing to the greenhouse emissions. So what we're trying to say is incorporate the residue together in the soil so that the soil can act as a sink for the carbon, which is quite also beneficial to the plant and crop establishment. And also that helps to reduce the greenhouse emissions via burning. So it's this breakdown of the humus which contributes to the fertility of the soil. And every crop, to give us a good yield of what we need that nice fertility in the soil. So the reason why it's very, very important that we do a very good land preparation and also try to make sure that we take good care of the soil. And by us taking good care of the soil, it's what we're saying. One, don't burn your fields. Secondly, incorporate all organic matter in the ground, because once it breaks down, it's going to help into the soil fertility, which we all need for us to have a very good crop.
In our quest to improve productivity, Syngenta is implementing a program called the Good Growth Plan, GGP. With this strategy, Syngenta is striving to promote farmer-improved productivity without committing more land and water to production. Several milestones were set in their first Good Growth Plan, some of which includes training of farmers, especially the small-scale farmers, as highlighted by Dr. Petra Loxi, the Chief Sustainability Officer at Syngenta.
We set 6 targets to be met by 2020, amongst which we helped increase the average productivity of the world's major crops by 20% without using more land, water or inputs, and increasing biodiversity and improving soil fertility. We reached 20 million smallholders, helping increase productivity by 50%. We enabled safe use of our products and stood for fair labor conditions in the supply chain. As a leading global agricultural technology company, we have set the tone for our industry in terms of sustainability.
Crop rotation can be defined as a practice of planting different crops sequentially on the same plot of land. This improves soil health, optimizes nutrients in the soil, and helps combat pest, disease, and weed pressures. Normally, the crops to be rotated must belong to different families. For instance, you can't rotate maize with wheat or groundnuts with soybeans. It is important to know that this practice has a beneficial effect on managing of pests, such as the devastating fall armyworm. Crops of the same family should not be grown one after the other.
Today we are going to discuss crop rotation in relation to soil health. We have to first understand what crop rotation is. What is crop rotation? It's a very important agricultural practice which every farmer must adopt in order to realize higher yield potentials and have a good crop standing in the field. So crop rotation practically just means changing the type of crop that you grow on a piece of land from year to year. So from this year, you change the type of crop that you planted on a piece of land to another crop. It helps you to improve the plant nutrition. It helps in improving plant nutrition. It also helps in regulating plant growth. It also helps in controlling the pests and diseases. It also acts as a weed management strategy. When all those things happen, you are going to realize that it's going to boost the yields. You're going to have higher yields for your crop.
Syngenta gives you game-changing fall armyworm control. Get seed-applied insect control, including the devastating fall armyworm, with protection for up to 4 weeks after planting. Always ask for seeds activated with Fortenza Dual and enjoy proven return on investment with increased yield. Available from your preferred seed provider. Syngenta, bringing plant potential to life.
Time and again, Syngenta has emphasized the impact fall armyworms have on agriculture in Zambia. This is a pest which has caused so much damage to our crops in the past, and it continues to be a big menace in the farming sector. However, technologies such as Fortenza Duo from Syngenta have been timely in alleviating the damage. Therefore, it is prudent upon every farmer to utilize such solutions if they have to graduate into farmers that they want to be. This has been the case with Mrs. Sibanda, who has seen the benefits of Fortenza Duo as a seed-applied solution for fall armyworm.
Ishina lyandi ninebo Miriam Sibanda. Pano pafamu muli, pano pafamu ni pafamu yesu n'abalume bandi ba Lamek Sibanda. Then ama hectares twalima muri uno mwaka 15 hectares. Apa yonse fiena ikwata Fortenza. Difference ilipo ilintu twalelima matabashi kwete Fortenza. Twali kwete problem ya kweba ati twale fwaya ukulasange mpia ya kulashtom tuwa kuspraya. So apa difference ilipo ilo twabonfeshe seed ya Fortenza. Twalilima fieta twa spraya po mti uli wonse paka mataba yafika nefiyali. Nafipu sana utudoyo tatulengira sana mu mabala. Tangu twaingira tatuleona ula mataba. Kulingana nefyo twamonefyo twalima uno mwaka kumomfya Fortenza. Tukalima noyu mwaka uleisa, then pali 15 hectares yo tulimine uno mwaka, tukalundapo, tukalwikapo na imbika fike na kuma 30 hectares.
Syngenta gives you game-changing fall armyworm control. Get seed-applied insect control, including the devastating fall armyworm, with protection for up to 4 weeks after planting. Always ask for seeds activated with Fortenza Duo and enjoy proven return on investment with increased yield. Available from your preferred seed provider. Syngenta, bringing plant potential to life.
My name is Kevin Kleeman-Wright. I am the Managing Director here at Klein Karoo Seeds Trial Farm in Chisamba, Nagwaza Farm. And we purchased this property in 1997 as a bare piece of ground, so 40 hectares of arable land, which we use mostly for experimentation. And we also run cattle and we make silage and all other farming enterprises. Last year, fall armyworm caught us really by surprise. We had in the previous year, 2016, we had a little bit of notification that armyworm was coming. We had a little bit of damage. But in the 2017-2018 cropping cycle, it was absolutely devastating. On this small property, we probably experienced a 60 to 70% loss on our maize crop. And that was purely down to fall armyworm. So if we go on the Fortenza Duo seed treatment, it's made an incredible impact on what we've seen between last year and this year. So in the block that's behind me here, this is a variety 501, which is an early maturing, which is a very popular variety with emerging and small scale farmers. And we chose this one to plant this year because it's an early maturing variety, and it's also a very popular variety that's out in the field. So what we're seeing on the farm can also then be translated to what we are seeing at a village-based level, at the emerging farmer level. So what we found is that depending not so much on the weeks, but more on the size of the plant. Some of this crop was planted in middle of December. At that time we had a lot of sunshine days. So we found that in this block behind me we got a full 3 weeks worth of cover from the Fortenza treated seed crop. On the field that's a bit further back was planted a few days later, and that gave us a little bit longer. It gave us 3.5 weeks, for the simple fact that when it was in its growth stage it had a few overcast days, so its growth in the beginning was a little bit slower. What we did find was when we planted the crop, we did find that there was mature worms already in the grass crop that was adjacent to the field crop, and we found that those mature worms were migrating from the grass into the field crop. And with all the seed that was treated with Fortenza, although there was some initial damage, especially at the 3 and 4 day stage, the moment that some leaf material was ingested, by the 3rd and 4th day we were starting to find dead worms lying in the field. So it was very, very definitely effective.
5 golden rules for safety. In handling of crop protection products, there are 5 golden rules for safety that everyone should follow. 1. Exercise caution at all times. 2. Always follow the label recommendations by thoroughly reading and understanding it. 3. Practice good personal hygiene. 4. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment. And 5. Take care of and maintain application equipment. In today's program, we have learned the need to effectively prepare land. We have been educated that good land preparation contributes to good soil health. This is in line with Syngenta's Good Growth Plan, which they are promoting. We have further been told and advised that farmers need to practice crop rotation in their farming activities. These 2 factors, effective land preparation and crop rotation, directly impacts on productivity in agriculture. At this juncture, kindly join me in congratulating the winner of a 10 kg bag of seed for last week's quiz.
Ndine Pastor Victor Msonda nezotamba program ya Syngenta pa Monday na wina i product ya Syngenta i hybrid maize Forteza Duo. So ndinokondwera maningi lero niza shanga mu 2020 niza fumbula mu 2021 ndinokondwera maningi.
Thank you very much. I've received my 10 kg seed of maize. Thank you to Zao Lime. Keep on watching the program at 1825 or ZNBC. I've received this seed on behalf of my brother, Henry Madawali, who participated in the competition. Thank you so much.
As always, we have come to the segment of our program where we give prizes such as seed, caps, and t-shirts to deserving viewers of this educative agricultural program, Zao Lime. It is a program where we promote sustainable agriculture, environmental stewardship, and agribusiness in general. It's your favorite time, quiz time.
Hi, my name is Pamela Suluwe. The question for this week's quiz is, name one test that is conducted at the Seed Care Lab in Zambia. Send your answer to 0966 234268.